Crystal Motor Speedway. Are you ready to go sprint car racing? It's been a long winter and I am ready to go. The drivers are ready to go. Let's get it started. Engler Machine and Tool, heat race number 1. Heiskin and Tunison bringing the field down to the chalk line. That's where the action will start. 2 by 2 to the chalk line, picking up the throttle. Green flag goes in the air. Field thunders into turn number 1. Andy Tunison will take the lead. Trouble! Big flip off turn 2. Bender 10, end over end. Red flag is out. Big trouble off the second corner. Bender 10 up and over a wheel. Nasty tumble off the second turn. Safety first crew from Crystal Motor Speedway right on the scene. As soon as we get a report from turn 2, we will let you know. A round of applause. That's him walking down the back straightaway there. Rough ride for the gentleman that finished in second in points last year. Straightaway. They'll head into corner number 3. Rolling towards the chalk line, wheel to wheel. Green flag goes in the air. Tunison Motors back into the lead. Look at Steve Irwin drag the bottom. Irwin under Heiskin. He'll take away the second spot. Heading down the back straightaway, Tunison continuing to open up his lead. Everyone scrambling to the bottom. Dain Naida trying to work to the top of the speedway on Tim Norman for the battle for the 4th spot. Now they catch up with Heiskin. 3-car battle for the 3rd spot on lap number 2. Heiskin runs through the middle of the track. Here comes Naida around the top side. Norman down low, wheel to wheel off turn 4. Norman holding on to the spot. Naida trying to make the top side work. Meanwhile, Andy Tunison all alone up front. Irwin holding down the 2nd spot as we have a caution. Yellow on the speedway. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Looks like possibly the French race car driver Debris making his first appearance. No, actually the 6th of Dain Naida. That's a big piece of debris. Sliding off the top side of turns 3 and 4. Yeah, I'm knocking off the rust too, just like some of the drivers. Has a stacked field behind him. Tunison rolls through turns 3 and 4. Coming up to the chalk line, picks up the throw. Green flag goes in the air. Robert Heiskin searching the top side of the speedway now. Irwin goes up there as well. They race into turn 3, wheel to wheel. Irwin up top, Heiskin down low, real close to turn 4. Irwin will hold the spot halfway. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Here comes Tim Norman on the low side. Robert Heiskin up top, battle for 3rd down the back straightaway. Heiskin holds the position for 3 and 4. Norman drags through the tires, wheels up in the air, holds onto it. Still wheel to wheel through turns 1 and 2. Now Norman slides in for the Heiskin. Give the 3rd spot to Tim Norman down the back straightaway. Heiskin back down on the inside. Norman down the block. Norman will hold the position. Meanwhile, up front it is all tuna. Andy Tunison sees the white flag. 1 more lap to go. He has a full straightaway on Steve Irwin. Tim Norman in 3rd, Robert Heiskin 4th, Dain Naida holding on the 5th spot. Meanwhile, through turns 3 and 4, checkered flag out. Tunison will win it. 2nd will go to the 30 of Steve Irwin. 3rd to the 3 of Tim Norman. 4th to the 46 of Robert Heiskin. And the 6th of Dain Naida rounds out your top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe this is this person's first checkered flag ever. Give him a round of applause. Hailing from Hastings, Michigan, it's the Big Tuna, Andy Tunison. Grubaugh and Dahlman, row number 1. Daggett and Mann, row number 2. Good Luck and Davis, row number 3. Then it's Champlin and Pobance. 8 cars, 8 laps. Who's going to make it to the feature event? We'll know after all 3 preliminaries are complete. Lane Automotive, Cop Cam's heat race number 2. Coming to the chalk line, green flag goes in the air. Dahlman gets to jump into turn 1. He'll lead the field down the back straightaway. Ryan Grubaugh falls into second with Dustin Daggett and Brett Mann in tow. Through turns 3 and 4, Daggett works to the inside of Grubaugh, can't make the pass. They race nose to tail into turns 1 and 2, running up on the cushion. Daggett with a run down the back straightaway. He'll dive under Grubaugh, slide job, turn 4, getting the second spot to Dustin Daggett. Daggett up over the cushion now. Grubaugh able to capitalize. He'll retake the second spot down the back straightaway. Here comes Daggett back at him. Slide job, turn 4, gets second back to Dustin Daggett. Tight action, late out of low, Cop Cam's heat race number 2. Now Brett Mann working the back bumper of Ryan Grubaugh. We're halfway. 4 laps in. 4 laps to go. Greg Dahlman with a full straightaway advantage. Man trying to work the bottom of Grubaugh. Some of the cars dipping the wheel off the back straightaway, kicking up some dust. So now we have 5 laps complete. 3 laps to go. Dahlman now starting to come up on lap traffic with just 2 circuits left. Still holding a full straightaway lead. Most of the fast cars running right up on the cushion. Smoke out of the side of the rally in front of number 79 of Brett Mann. It's Greg Dahlman off the top of the speedway. Dustin Daggett takes the lead as the white flag comes out. Dahlman off the top side of turns 1 and 2. Dustin Daggett takes the lead on the white flag lap through turns 3 and 4. It'll be Dustin Daggett winning Cop Cam's late on the motor heat race number 2. Greg Dahlman will finish second. Ryan Grubaugh third. Brett Mann fourth. And 5th at the line will be Tim Champlin, followed by Jim Woodruff, Ryan Davis, and Chris Pobance. Race fans, how about that one? He just became a dad this week and goes out and wins Cop Cam's Lane Automotive Heat Race number 2. Put your hands together for Grand Ledge, Michigan's own Dustin Daggett. Angola, Indiana resident, lives most of the time around the Mount Pleasant area lately. He's a full-time student, part-time sprint car racer, while Mike Daggett just becoming a grandfather this week. At all 50 years of age. The heat race with quite a few veterans in it. Rule and Daggett bring the field down to the chalk line. Crawling to the line. Green flag goes in the air. Rule noses ahead at the start, but Daggett comes back around the outside. Give the lead to Mike Daggett. Trouble, turn 1. Jim Lingard spins around. Tank Brackenberry sideways to miss him, and the caution flag is out. Joe Bears in his new look ride inside of row number 2. Of course, Dan Hall with after a several-year layoff. Good to have him back outside of row number 2. I believe a former feature winner here at the Crystal Motor Speedway. Rule and Daggett bring the field down to the chalk line slowly again. Green flag goes in the air. Rule takes off into turn 1. This time slides close, but Daggett still finds room. He'll come out the back straightaway with the top spot. Rule trying to drag the bottom, but it's not going to get it done. Daggett will lead back number 1 over Ryan Rule and Dan Hall in the 3rd spot. Joe Bears holding down 4th, battle for 5th right now. Aaron Smith and Kurt Cheney dicing for position back in the pack. They come up on Joe Bears. 3-car battle for the 4th spot. Bears, Smith, here comes Cheney around the outside of Smith. Daring move for Kurt Cheney. Cheney getting it wound up on the top side. He'll go to the top of Joe Bears, wheel to wheel through turns 3 and 4. In the 4th spot to Kurt Cheney. So Cheney, the ice motorcycle racer, on the move as Daggett approaches lap traffic. Tank Brackenberry 4 laps in, 4 laps complete. He'll lead his way through the lap traffic with no issues. Now Smith putting some heat on Bears. As now 5 laps are complete. 3 laps to go. Ryan Rule starting to reel in your leader. Rule trying to close the gap on the veteran. through turns 3 and 4. Rule way up on the cushion, closes the gap. Battle for the lead down the front straightaway with just 2 laps to go. Rule drags to bottom. Daggett up top. The veteran not making any mistakes. Rule all over the back bumper. They'll see Ryan Flynn's white flag this time by. 1 more lap to go. Rule dives down to the bottom. Daggett up top. Wheel to wheel through turns 1 and 2. Daggett gets the top spot down the back straightaway. Into turn 3, lap traffic will be a problem. Jim Lingard right there. Mike Daggett will hang on for the win. Ryan Rule will finish in the 2nd spot. 3rd, we'll go to Dan Hall. 4th, we'll go to Kurt Chickey. 5th to the 3W of Joe Bears. Ladies and gentlemen, he kept it in the family. Put your hands together for the winner of Butler Belt Racing Seats Heat Race number 3 from Portland, Michigan. It's Mike Daggett. Hang on to your hats. If you're at home watching on racesontheweb.com, hang on to your keyboards. Daggett and Tudison slowly bring the field through turn 3. Coming to the chalk line, competition director Mike Ulrich looking over the field. Ryan Flynn displays the green flag. We're off and racing. Everyone right down to the bottom in turns 1 and 2. Dustin Daggett leads down the back straightaway, followed by Tudison, Mike Daggett, and Tim Norman. Through turns 3 and 4, Dustin Daggett. Meanwhile, battle for 3rd, Norman down on the bottom, Daggett up top. Give the 3rd spot to Tim Norman. Bottom of the racetrack starting to show some material in turns 1 and 2. Norman making hay around the bottom. 2 laps in, 2 laps to go. Dustin Daggett all alone up front. Christian holding up nicely tonight through turns 1 and 2 here at Crystal. This time by, Daggett will see the white flag. 1 more lap to go. Dustin Daggett going for the clean sweep tonight. Down the back straightaway through turns 3 and 4. The Mott Motorsports number 2M, the winner of the Total Sim Fast Car Dash. Then by Gertie Engines will be Dustin Daggett. 2nd will go to Dain, 3rd to Tim Norman, and 4th to Mike Daggett. Once again, I need those 8 youngsters to join me on the front straightaway as we get ready for the Giddy Up Color Loco redraw. One more time, race fan, put your hands together for Grand Ledge, Michigan's Dustin Daggett, your winner of the Fast Car Dash. Actually wasn't torn up as bad as it looked. Top wing, nose wing, and the front end, but otherwise, they really said they didn't have to repair a whole lot else on that number 23 car. You see the dent in on the tail tank as well. So, not quite as much damage as originally thought. Back in the seat after a few years of sporadically, I don't think he really raced much the past couple. And was actually out with us quite a bit last season, so good to have Chris and of course Tank and Jim Goodluck also sporadically hitting some races. Good to see him back as well. So we'll see how that car, Ben Rutan, a number 23 car, after that crash handles. We get ready to start the Engine Pro B main event. Smith and Goodluck bring the field through turns 3 and 4 down to the chalk line. And the green flag is out. Slow start down the front straightaway. Carson Thunder into turn 1. Smith takes the lead on the inside. Here comes Ben Rutan. Rutan underneath Goodluck going into turn 3. Side by side for the 2nd spot. Goodluck trying to hold the top side. We got a car sliding off the top side. Looks like the 89 of Chris Bowmans. He keeps it under power and leaves it in under green. Now Rutan just about rolls it off the top side. Turns 1 and 2. Goodluck back under Rutan, but cannot make the pass to turns 3 and 4. It's Smith, Rutan, Goodluck, and currently Ryan Davis holding down that 4th and final transfer position. Working lap 3, Ben Rutan searching the speedway. Smith will loose out of 4. Rutan starting to close the gap. More drivers starting to drag the bottom through turns 1 and 2. Rutan right on the back bumper of Aaron Smith, battle for the lead into turn 1. Smith up top, Rutan down low. They'll go wheel to wheel down the backstretch. Rutan down on the bottom. He'll take the lead in turn 4. Ben Rutan now up front. Smith now goes to the bottom. Rutan showing that line, trying to hold the bumper of Rutan. Rutan opening up about a 3-car length advantage. Bertan, Smith, good luck, and still Davis holding on to that fourth and final transfer spot. Tank Brackenberry goes down the last. Just from the infield up in the racing groove. That changes some of the lines through turns 3 and 4. Now Rutan with a full straightaway advantage over Smith. Good luck holding down the third spot. Fourth, still Ryan Davis. Looking to make his first career sprints on dirt in Maine. Rutan starting to open up his sleeves. He sees the white flag from Ryan Flynn. 1 lap to go. Down the backstretch. It's all been Rutan through turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Give the engine pro B-Main to Ben Rutan. Second will go to the 38 on Aaron Smith. Third to the 41G of Jim Goodluck. And the fourth and final transfer spot goes to Ryan Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, he got on his head earlier this evening and has come back to win the Engine Pro B-Main. Put your hands together for the Sunset Michigan Center Michigan driver. It's Ben Rutan.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Crystal Motor Speedway, get on your feet as the cars and stars of the Engine Pro ASCS Sprints on Dirt presented by ARP. Salute you, the fans. Race fans, stand up and salute them back. Coming off turn 4, Crystal Motor Speedway, make some noise. White flag in the air. We'll go green flag racing. Next time by Daggett and Daggett on the front row. Dustin on the pole. Mike on the outside. Then it's Steve Irwin and Ryan Rule. Tim Norman and Andy Tunison. Then Greg Dahlman and Kurt Cheney. Your first 4 rows for this A main event. Ladies and gentlemen, it is show time at the Crystal Motor Speedway with the ASCS Sprints on Dirt for the first time in 2009. Here we go. Dustin Daggett leads the field into turn number 1. Mike Daggett in tow. Steve Irwin holding down the third spot. Tim Norman slides in the fourth. Now Irwin slides under Mike Daggett for the second spot. Daggett back around the outside. He'll maintain the spot. Irwin trying to work the bottom, but Mike Daggett using the momentum on the top to hold the second spot. Irwin now back down to the inside. Still can't get the spot. Meanwhile, Dustin out to a 4-car length lead. Up front, it's Daggett, Irwin, Norman. Great battle for the 5th spot between Ryan Rule, Andy Tierson, and Greg Dahlman. 3-car battle for that 5th spot. Keep an eye on the back of the pack as well. Several cars making big moves throughout the field. Andy Tierson making ground up on the top side. Give 5th to the tune-up. Oh, we got a car spun off the track in turn 4, the 38 of Aaron Smith. Off the track, apparently Ryan doesn't see the car. So a precarious moment there. Aaron Smith sliding off the track. Restarts can change everything. We still have 20 laps left in the sprints on dirt A main. Dustin Daggett brings the field down the backstretch into turn number 3. Field bunching up behind him. Slowly coming through turn 4. He'll pick up the accelerator coming out of the corner. Green flag goes in the air. Irwin immediately challenging Mike Daggett for the second spot, but look at Andy Tunison. Andy Tunison around the top side of Tim Norman as we got a car hard off the turn 3, up on the banking. Ryan Rule just about taking out the caution light in turn 3. Ryan Rule going for a wild slide off the speedway. Fun. Both have had their fair shares of wins over the other one here at Crystal Motor Speedway, coming through turn 4. Daggett picks up the throttle, green flag in the air. Great start for Dustin. He pulls a 3-car length lead. Irwin back under Mike Daggett. This time Irwin will take the second spot. Meanwhile, Tunison slides around the outside of Tim Norman to take away the 4th spot. Greg Dahlman starting to get wound up around the top as well. Dahlman battling with Dain Naida for the 6th spot. They battle down the back straightaway, wheel to wheel, still side by side through turns 3 and 4. Ryan Gruba also joining that battle. 3-car battle for the 6th spot. Oh, big trouble in turn 4. Couple of cars upside down. Ryan Davis in the 10-car and the 41 at Jim Goodluck. Everyone really coming to an abrupt halt there to avoid the accident scene. Davis getting sideways. Goodluck T-boning him. We have Trevor Hollis will be
over here in turn number 4. Both drivers appear to be okay. Both guys going to climb out of the car. A lot of damage, obviously, on both of these cars. The 41 car completely on top of the other one. Both drivers are okay and starting to climb out of the cars.
Turns 3 and 4. Slowly to the corner. Stands on the gas. Daggett pulls away by about 3 car lengths at the cone. Both Daggett and Irwin go down to the bottom of the racetrack, heading down the back straightaway into turn 3. Mike Daggett working the top of the track. Andy Tunison right in his tire track. Tim Norman holding down the 5th spot. 8 laps now complete. Now Norman back under Tunison for the 4th spot down the back straightaway. Put Tim Norman into the 4th position. Greg Dahlman, the next one in line, racing Tunison for the 5th spot. As Ryan Gruba goes off the top side, he gathers it back up but loses about 4 positions. Meanwhile, Daggett's opened up about a straightaway lead over Steve Irwin. Mike Daggett still holding down 3rd, Tim Norman in 4th. Andy Tunison still holding down the 5th spot, but getting a challenge from Greg Dahlman, and now Dain Naida. Naida underneath the Dahlman in turn 4. Naida will take away the 6th spot. So Dain Naida on the move. And now Tim Norman challenging Mike Daggett for 3rd off the 4th turn. Daggett used the top side of the 4th corner with the momentum to hold the spot. They still race wheel to wheel down the back straightaway. Now Norman drops back. With a run off 4, Daggett still holds the spot. Meanwhile, his son Dustin Daggett in lap traffic. As trouble turn 4, Joe Bear sliding up the speedway. He'll slide to a stop. That'll bring out the caution flag. Turns 3 and 4 have been kind of tricky tonight, and no different in this. Has up his sleeve this time on the restart. See if Steve Irwin can hang with him. Some drivers starting to move up through the field with all the cautions. Able to bunch up and pick off cars. Once again, slowly through turns 3 and 4. Off the 4th turn, Daggett very slow this time. Picks up the throttle, green flag in the air. Mike Daggett immediately goes to the top side, tries to challenge Irwin for 2nd, can't get it done. Three-car battle for the second spot. Irwin, Daggett, and Norman. Irwin and Norman dragging the bottom while Mike Daggett tries to work the top side down the back straightaway into turn 3. Irwin able to open up about a one-car advantage over Mike Daggett. Now Norman drops back a little bit. And here comes Ryan Grubaugh. Ryan Grubaugh starting to get the top side working. Grubaugh moving up from his 10th starting position now, knocking on the door of the top 5. Meanwhile, Mike Daggett pulls alongside Steve Irwin, can't make the pass though. Irwin will still maintain that 7th spot. Battle for the 6th spot down the back straightaway. Dain Naida dives under Greg Dahlman. He'll take away the position. Meanwhile, Brett Mann, your defending champion, just now squeezing into the top 10. Dustin Daggett, though, with a full straightaway advantage over Steve Irwin and his father, Mike Daggett. Tim Norman still holding down the 4th spot. Andy Tudison running in 5th. Daggett once again in lap traffic. Going around the lap car, Pete Law. Meanwhile, Kurt Cheney stumbling on the cushion right in front of Daggett. That's going to hold him up a little bit. And here comes Steve Irwin. Irwin able to close the gap. But now Love in the groove that Irwin wants. That'll slow Irwin down. And Daggett able to open up about 3 more cars. Now Norman starting to gain on Mike Daggett through turns 3 and 4. And Greg Dahlman now working outside. Greg Dahlman takes away 5th from Andy Tudison. 4 laps to go. Dustin Daggett clicking off laps. Now with a full straightaway advantage. Now Dain Naida, Tim Norman wheel to wheel. That's for the 5th spot. Dain Naida now taking away 5th. Ryan Grubaugh off the track in turns 1 and 2 keeps it going. No caution flag this time by Dustin Daggett's going to see Ryan Flynn's white flag. 1 more lap to go. Dain Naida really charging through the field. Naida now up to 3rd. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Dain Naida out of nowhere shoots into the 3rd spot, but off of turn 4. It's all Dustin Daggett. He'll win the first ASCO Sprints on Dirt event of the 2009 season. Steve Irwin finishes 2nd. 3rd will go to Dain Naida. 4th to Mike Daggett. And 5th will be Greg Dahlman at the line. 6th will be Tim Norman, 7th to Brett Mann, 8th to Andy Tudison, 9th to Dan Hall, and how about this for a comeback? Ben Rutan scored a top 10 finish after getting upside down in the heat race. Well, what more can you say about this guy? He's the all-time leading Sprints on Dirt feature winner here at Crystal Motor Speedway, 3rd all-time on the Sprints on Dirt feature win list. If I remember right, this is feature win number 54 for this gentleman.
Well, I'm down here with Dustin Daggett. Scott, it seems like every time you guys come here to Crystal Motor Speedway, I'm interviewing you here in Victory Lane. Let me be the first to congratulate you. A win here tonight to open the 2009 season. Also, congratulations is in order for becoming a father this week.
Oh, it's been an exciting week. We had my fiance gave birth to my daughter on Wednesday at 7:40 in the morning. Madeline Ann Daggett. Oh, what a race! That was fun. First win of the season. I got to thank everybody on the car. Steve Winnie Auto Sales. Miles Petroleum, Richardson Farms, Brewster's, Permatex, and I think that's all of them.
Well, you had a rough start to your season. You've had a couple of problems already here in the 2009 season. How's it feel to come back to Crystal, someplace you're very familiar with, and end up in a place that you're also very familiar with down here in Victory Lane?
Yeah, we had a rough start to the season. We wrecked the car the first night out, and this really is a confidence booster, so we're hopefully we can do some more of these.
Well, congratulations, Dustin. As you guys head out, congratulations in order for Dustin, both for his family and for the win here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, on Sprint on Dirt, A feature winner, Dustin Daggett.
And congratulations for your Sprints on Dirt winner, Dustin Daggett. To bring out the Interpro IFCA Modifieds, thanks to PJ Buffenbarger and the entire group of Sprints on Dirt. We hope that they drive home careful here on this late Saturday evening. 20-lap main event for the Modifieds on the track. Travis Fisher on the pole alongside